welcome to Antarctica. This is our newest attraction, Penguin Trek, and we're so excited to have you here today. We're going to give you a construction tour, give you a little behind the scenes of what's going on, what you've been seeing over the fence and through the fence and from the sky and everywhere else that you can see it. Now you get a little bit of an inside look. So we're excited to share that with you. Where we are right now in the project is we've come quite a long way outside. You've noticed that all of our track is in place. We're doing a lot of the work inside, so you haven't been able to see a lot of that progress. So we're happy that today we get to show you how far we've come inside. Along with the Penguin Trek ride, we're also taking one of my favorite places in the park, Antarctica, and we're bringing it back to a refreshed, a beautiful state, really embracing this area of the park that I love so much. And you've noticed that we've done some demolition, which really actually opens up the space a lot more. As you look around, you'll notice that guests will flow more freely through this space. We're going to have more seating for our dining here with shade. And as we walk through this, I'm going to point out some things. To your left, that we just walked by, and we'll have an opportunity to take photos if you didn't get them on your way in, is the new Exit Retail Store. So our ride will have, in addition to Glacial Collections behind me, a new Exit Retail Store. And I didn't know you invited your friends in the helicopter, just in time. But yeah, a new Exit Retail Store that's going to be themed along with the ride. The theme of this ride has a very expeditionary feel. So imagine we've had Antarctica here for over a decade now, and the explorers have had some time. You know, they've built things, they've moved in, so we're a little bit more established in our outpost. And so what you'll see in the theming is, in addition to all the ice, the glaciers and rocks and things that you're used to in Antarctica, you're going to see corrugated metal textures, what you think of as expeditionary structures that are built into the ice and onto the ice, and so they extend what's happening inside to the outside. So all these new things that we're adding are giving you that additional feel that brings this whole place back to life, and also just refreshing all the ice and the scenic that you see around. So you're really going to have a sense of place when you come here. The Exit Retail that we just came by will be the end of your journey. So we're going to, on today's walk, we're going to walk through the realm. We're going to go under the track. We're going to go inside in what we call the show box, and walk in reverse out of the queue and end up right back here, where we'll do a little Q&A with myself and my friend Connor Carr, who is somewhere around here. All right, everybody, welcome to Stop 2 on our expedition today here in Antarctica. So here, this is the track that you've all been seeing from outside of the fence. We're so happy to show you what it's like. This pathway that you're on today connects you to Pacific Point, where you can feed the sea lions. And back on the other side is Voyager's Cafe in the main part of the park. So this is a pathway that was previously existing, but now, as you can see, there is so much more to see as you go on the Penguin Trek. This behind me is Launch 1. And we have some images here I'm going to refer to, but Launch 1 is where you escape the icy trail inside. So you come out of what we call the show box, and you launch out at 31 miles per hour into this turn. This is an awesome view. I think it's going to be a great experience for guests both on the ride and off the ride. It really adds a lot of life to this area. And as you can see, we're starting to plant our landscaping out here and adding some plant palette that gives you a little bit of a mix of what is adjacent to us at Sea Lion Outdoor Stadium and the more evergreen palette that we have near Antarctica. So we're blending the areas as they all come together. To my left here, as you see, where is it? This is not the one that has the launch on it. So I'll refer to that when we go back inside, I apologize. But these are some of the images that we're going to see as we go inside. This is concept art for all the rock work and the scenic that you're going to see inside the building on our next stop. But you'll see on the launch coming out, our next stop will have something inside the launch. So you're going to see what happens just before you fly out of the building. Some of the big things we want to capture in this view is what you see as you leave the station. So we'll walk you by this in just a moment, but here you have great lighting, so I'd encourage you to take photos of this. So as we leave the station, we're going to see where our explorers have stopped. This is about as far as humans have gone on that journey. Now we're going to be on our snowmobile train, so we have a special little extra edge with our transportation, and we're going to cruise right by this. And after this, we're going to have a huge vista view where we get to see the penguins in their natural habitat. Now the look and feel of this ride is entirely different from what we had before. You may remember from the previous ride, we were on a journey with Puck, who was a character that we created to symbolize, that birth and growth of a penguin in the wild. But here, the theming is very natural. and it's about us as explorers going out to see penguins in their natural habitat. So the look and the feel and the textures, everything we're doing here is to create that feeling of an expedition with real penguins in their real environment. And as you well know, this will all lead you to our habitat, which is a world-class representation of a natural penguin habitat. You finally made it. Welcome everyone. This is the show box, as we call it. So as we said before, this is an indoor-outdoor ride. You start out in the station as you begin your expedition, and the first place you the first place you dispatch into is over here, just behind you to my left. So that area I was showing you with the snowmobiles, and where we are today is basically right here. So if you see this U-turn, it looks a little cut off from the rendering, but on the right-hand side, that's where you've made the entrance into this room. So you've gone just past those snowmobiles, and so at this point, you are farther than anyone's gone on foot, right? So you've made it here in our snowmobile train, and where you stand today is going to be a giant screen. So if you look beneath you, you're going to see kind of a piece of tape on the ground that resembles where the screen is going to go. So this screen is nearly floor to ceiling. It is massive, and so the view that you see as you come around that corner gives you a huge vista view. So you've been inside of a rock tunnel, and you come out, and you see this huge opening in the rock, and you're looking out into the ice, and you see the horizon and the penguins, and it's a beautiful view of the natural environment of the penguins. Now, this is where it gets a little scary. So as you see right here where I'm pointing to the lower right, as you made that turn, things start getting a little treacherous, and so you'll see warnings of falling ice, and the ice is looking a little bit unsteady and uncertain. And so you'll go into a little bit of a quick dive and turn into this dark area, and you'll come back around into a quick escape to where you're getting into a narrowing tunnel, and you're seeing things get scarier and scarier and scarier until you launch right out. And so it's a really cool environment where we've come around the corner, we're seeing the penguins in what really appears to be real life, and we're coming around. We've made a dark journey into the cave, and we've come out and launched safely and had a great time all the way back to the station where we re-enter the research station here at Sea Station Antarctica, and then we exit out, and you'll have an opportunity to see the penguins in their natural environment here at our exhibit. So after this, we're going to proceed through the queue. We are going to walk through it in reverse, so you have to use your imagination a little bit. But as we go through the queue, what you'll see is things that we posted in our renderings before, where you're going through Sea Station Antarctica, the kind of things that you would want to see, as you're on your journey, and you're seeing different groups who are doing studies of the environment and the penguins and all these things that we go to explore in Antarctica.
So my name is Connor Carr. I'm a ride engineer for United Parks and Resorts, and we work on and we assist in work on the design and construction of all of the new rides at all the SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and Sesame Parks.
All right, so my question was, with the old penguin ride, the temperature in different phases of the queue was carefully controlled, so that by the time people got to the penguins at the end, they weren't like in hypothermic shock from going outdoors. Is there anything similar happening here to help people adjust to the temperature difference?
Yeah, so we have paid attention to that throughout the design of this ride. While you do enter in a different location for the coaster, when you do come out of the exit, you rejoin the same queue that people who decide not to ride the coaster and just want to go see the penguins will ride. You do go through a similar batching process in there into the penguins, so we do still make sure that the care of our animals is at the utmost importance, no matter what we're doing around them or any modifications to the attractions.
And so there is a way to see the penguins directly bypassing the roller coaster?
Absolutely, yes. There is still a penguin viewing experience for those that may not want to ride the coaster. We care deeply about people being able to see all of our animals. And so there is an option for people that may not be a coaster fan, unfortunately, which is what I would say. But if they are, if they do want to just go in and have a nice walk and see the penguins, there is still an option to see the penguins without going through the coaster. However, then everyone that does decide to ride the coaster will also exit through penguin viewing, so we do still have that experience. The whole ride is about going to see penguins, and so you can't end that without seeing penguins at the end. So that is still very important to us.
I might have missed this, but is there a pre-show?
For the coaster, there is not. The queue will have theming in it. You will be walking into Sea Base, Sea Station Antarctica as you go through. So it will just be a more themed environment as you go through the queue, and you board the coaster and you ride. We wanted to focus a lot on the on-ride show. So that is that show box that we just walked through a lot of our show, and instead of a pre-show, we decided to really give that experience a lot of our focus, along with the ride experience afterwards, and then while maintaining the penguin habitat at the end. Yep.
Is the big screen showing the big reveal of like the vista of the penguins? Is that a actual footage or is that CGI penguins?
It's a combination of both. We did put a lot of care in there as accuracy. You know, our job here, both with United Parks and Resorts and SeaWorld, is to give our guests the best experience and to take them to those real world places that they may not be able to go. We really want to be able to give them those experiences that do exist on planet Earth, but obviously, as you know, not everyone can make that voyage down to Antarctica. We want to be able to take them there and show them kind of the beauty of our planet. And so with that, there was a lot of care and attention put in to the crafting of that video, using both real footage and implementing some to make it a little bit more exciting experience, and obviously those different nuances that come with building an attraction. But the goal is realism, is to show them really how incredible and beautiful the environment that we're trying to take them on an exciting adventure through is.
Is there an estimate when you're going to start testing?
Testing is ongoing. You know, a construction project like this is a very fluid process. You know, I would say that you could define testing at any point, right? You know, we're always testing the clearances, as many of you saw when you walk by the maintenance bay. You know, we do have 3 cars of 1 full train sitting on the track in the maintenance bay, obviously testing fit up and things like that. So we have begun that process, but right now it is a very fluid process for when, you know, there may be one making its first run or first course around the track. Yeah. Absolutely. So when you first enter the ride, you are going to enter Sea Station Antarctica. You're going to enter through some beautiful rock work, as Clint mentioned earlier on the tour. We kind of take the ice and the environment, take you inside a little bit, and then you're going to enter the actual sea station and the research facility. You're going to see plenty of theming that kind of immerses you in that environment, like you are down on one of the research bases in Antarctica. You'll then go into the loading bay, or the station, where your vehicle is waiting for you. Once you board that vehicle, you'll embark on the journey through the Antarctic landscape. You'll see the big vista of the Antarctic. As you go through there will be some fun surprises as far as the falling ice. The ice will break away from you. You're going to take a dive through the ice, around a bank turn, and then as the ice is enclosing on you through a tunnel, you'll launch out of the building and out of the cave, where you'll then make it onto the course outside. You'll go through so many really fun twists and turns around the ride. One of our biggest design criteria on this one is we wanted it to be fun and exciting for families, right? And so that may not be 200 feet in the air, tallest, fastest in the world, but we want a ride that everybody can ride. Those 42-inch kids are going to have a ton of fun on, and they're going to want to get off and they're going to want to say, let's go again, right? So there's a lot of fun elements on here, a lot of twists and turns. One of my favorite elements is just out of view, but it's actually called the uphill flip flap. It's one of our favorite elements just because of the name. What you see behind here is actually called the jaw turn. So there's all these high banking elements, but nothing too intense, so it still maintains that fun family atmosphere and experience. Once you return to the station, you'll then exit and you'll get to see one of our most proud habitats here at SeaWorld, which is our penguin colony, and as everybody loves seeing those are definitely a key part of the experience.
One of the questions that I have banking on that is, has the habitat changed at all? Any upgrades or?
It is not. You know, people love our penguin habitat. It's one of those that people always want to see whenever they visit our park. So we definitely wanted to maintain that experience for people. And so one criteria is we really wanted to make sure that that quality of that habitat stayed the same. And what we're doing is we're enhancing, we're upgrading, we're changing the way that we take you there.